Okay, what I'm going to attempt now is to replace, if you look here, this is another one of the drones. You can see these turn okay, except for this one turns okay, except for this one. That has to be replaced. So I'm going to attempt to, out of the parts we just got with the motor here, we're going to replace a motor in a Promark Shadow GPS P-70 series. There, I gotta sound like I'm enthused a little bit. Now, first thing, that camera button just pushes down, and you see there's two connectors right there that you're gonna have to disconnect. Now you pull kind of slowly until it just kind of pops off like that. Your camera, just lay it to the side. Then you're going to have to take these off. Okay, let me see which one. You're going to have to take this all apart. There is a screw here. Hold on here. See if I can get a close-up of this. There's a screw here. And there's a screw here. Unscrew both of those. And then we're going to kind of pinch it a little bit. And that little protector cage of the motor will pop right off. No problemo. So, here we go. We're going to pinch it. And it just pops off just like that. And you're going to lay that to the side. And underneath, you see the motor. That one right there is seized up pretty badly. Okay. Now, as you can see, we're going to have to take this whole thing apart because, unfortunately, right here sits on top into the drone, and they're secured by these two screws. So we have to take the whole drone apart to replace that one blade, unfortunately. So we're going to repeat that step of the two screws all the way around the drone. Okay, I have the four shields off the motors. This next step, you take, there's a little button here. If you see that little button, you push it in. You push that button in. I'm going to try to get a good view of this. You push it in, and then you pull outward like that. And that takes the leg out. See? Now, this other leg, you can turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. It's kind of like a key. You just want to turn it like that. Or see, okay, you kind of turn it. If it's on there good, you have to kind of turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, and then it pulls straight out, and there's your landing gear. And you do the same on the other side. Remember, there's the button, there's the screw. Okay, the other side, like I said, here's the button. This should pull forward now, just like that. And then in the back, you turn that around for you guys to see. It kind of just turns and lifts out. And then you are ready for the next step. Okay, the next step is you're going to find that there's a whole lot of screws here that's going to need to be taken out. There's 4 here, or there's 4 on the bottom of the body of the drone. There's one here, 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 and here. Now, once you get those out, there's going to be 3 apiece around each of the motors here. So we're going to start taking those. So I've got the 4 screws out of right here. Now I'm working on taking the 3 screws out of here, here, and here. We're on each of the motors. So that's what you have to do before the chassis will pop off of here. Make sure you don't get your screws mixed up. Okay, next we have to take off the propellers, and you can see that they have these little dome protectors on here. Well, you can take a spudger, but no need to, because they just pop right off. And just lay them down, and then there's this tiny little screw that holds this like rubber cap on so that the propeller can come off. Do not lose the washer underneath there either. There's a little metal washer. So you just take off that screw here. See if I can get a little bit more of a close-up while I'm doing this. Until that screw comes out. Trying not to let it fall. And there is the screw. Let's see if I can show you that. Yep. Now, then the little rubber cap on the propeller itself, there it is. See, it'll pull right off. And then here is that metal washer right here. So you don't want to lose that. And you pull the blade up gently, and it comes right off there, and you just set it over to the side, and you repeat that for all the propellers. Now once you have all the propellers off, like so, you go ahead, and I've already started, you start pulling on the bottom of the chassis until this kind of pops. It'll start popping up and off like so. See, let me remember which one needs to be replaced here. I bet it's this guy. Yes, it's this one. So as these come up, I'm only going to take this apart enough where these are just overlapping a little bit. I'm not going to take it completely out of the case. I'm just going to take this motor out. I'm going to unplug it. Remember, any gears that come off, you put back exactly the way it was. Now, I've unplugged this motor here from its plug-in, and I'm taking it out. Comes out just like that, and you can see this motor's locked up very badly. In fact, yeah, this motor, it is shot. Okay, now I grab the other motor that I took out of the drone, the drone that was just for parts, and put this up in here, put the wiring harness up in there, slide it up through there. Now this is the gear. We're just going to be connecting to the motor. You just pull that off there because it's not going to be needing the gear anymore. And then you put it onto the shaft of this motor, just like that. And then you let that pop back in there. Now this one over here did pop out a little bit and the gear popped off, so I'm going to have to pop that back on before I put this back on here and put it back together. Okay, make sure it goes down through the holes, everything lines up. The same with over here. Then I'm ready to snap this thing back together. Okay, what I'm doing now, I'm just putting everything back together in reverse order. I'm starting by putting these 3 screws in, and I'm going to go from there. Basically exactly the way I took it apart, I'm putting it back together. So if you need to know how that's done, just rewind this video and that should help you. I'm trying to shorten the length of this video, so I'm going to try to save you time and not record me putting this whole thing back together. But I will show you the finished product when it's done. Okay, what we have here, after everything is said and done, we have a like new Promark Shadow GPS P-70 drone, all back together. All of the motors work, and there we go. And these were parts from the other one. So just like I said, we're going to have 4 good ones. Hopefully that tutorial there helps you a little bit on how to fix your own drone and gives you some information. Anyways guys, I will talk to you guys later.